I think I've told this story before, I'm going to tell it again because I don't know if I ever published it, but I rode here once with the kids and I looked over the edge like this. Right. And as I looked down, this trevally went, and it's an image that stayed with me, and every time I come here I'm like, I'm going to see that fish again one day. Oh man, it was so beautiful, and if I caught it on camera, it would be like everyone had kicked a goal. I'd be so thrilled. It was just beautiful. Even more beautiful than that view. Yeah, anyway. Rose Bay, you know that Sydney Siders, don't you? And I'm here. Alright, that's my story. Pretty bloody boring, eh? Right, I'm in more traditional exercise territory now. So, might actually go up and down some hills or something. Ta-da! Ta-da! Watson's Bay. I'm coming here for a reason. See that tree there? There's my city. Ta-da! Beautiful. See that tree? When I was a young man, just a couple of years ago, no, like back in the 90s, man, I used to live with a bloke called Anthony. He was a terrific bloke. He's no longer with us, bless you. Rest in peace, mate. Anyway, he used to get down in the doldrums and I'd say, hey buddy, let's cheer up. And he'd be like, what do you want? What have you got in mind? He'd say. And so let's go down to Watson's Bay and have some dinner. And he'd say, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Now, traditionally, you'd just go to Doyle's or whatever, or that pub, and have fish and chips, because that's pretty common sense. But what I did with Anthony was we'd order a pizza, good morning, and I'd climb up the tree first, and then he'd hand up the box, and we'd sit on one of those big branches high above the crowds and eat our pizza and have a chat. And I think about it every time I come to Watson's Bay, because that was bloody good fun. And we'd get home and he'd say to me, Rob, thanks very much. That put a smile on my dial. And it didn't take much, and it was cheap back then. Pizza didn't cost very much, maybe $10 even for the two of us. And ta-da, problem solved. But ultimately it was terminal, unfortunately. Anthony committed suicide, and so when I ride past that tree, there's a mix of happiness and sadness. To conform. Fuck, why'd I say that? Anyway, I'm gonna put this little sad moment behind me, and I'm gonna look at something beautiful. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Goddamn, I live in a good city, don't I? Look at that Peloton. I'm very, very, very tempted to have a swim, but I don't have my swimmers with me, so I don't like swimming in my nicks. But it's bloody beautiful. That's Camp Cove for the record. I'm gonna go and get a croissant and sit on my favourite brekkie rock. You'll see that in a minute. I think I've done this one before, but I'm gonna do it again too, because it is a top spot. And I need a little bit of nourishment, so I've got a pound of chocolat in my pocket, and I'm going to my nice little spot to eat a little bit of breakfast. I have to confess, while I'm talking about brekkie, one of my weaknesses is egg and bacon rolls. I had one this morning. I cook them, and they're good, and I've got a method to it, and it's easy, and I did it before I left for the pedal. But I don't think it's that terrific for my stomach. Oh. This is new. See that gate? See that fence? See that chain? That's not been there before. But so I know I can do this because I've done it a million times. So There's my girl. Pop her there. And here's the low tide surf at just near Nielsen Park. Ta-da! Grab a drink. Cranberry and water. Cranberry juice and water. Pull up a spot. Just with a bit of a view, if you don't mind. And my usual breakfast punchline, ta-da. And I'll get moving again shortly, but for now, a little bit of helmet hair. Early morning sunscreen wipe. God damn. And taking the view. I have seen dolphins here before. Please, dolphins, turn up and make my day. Have a look at this. This is the harbour for the record, and it's usually flat. I'm not saying Huey's sending in 6 foot, you know, rideable waves, but there's a bit of surf. You know, it's not too bad, is it? I reckon it could be a bit hectic at the real beaches. Oh, look at this one there, hang on. Yeah, that's just near Nielsen Park. That's crazy. Anyway, and another one. I didn't really need to stop today. I haven't really done much exercise, but it was so pretty, and I just need to get away from the traffic lights.